ladies and gents, we are back. Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now,
Jimothy.
So ladies and gents, I have had an interesting thought, and that thought is Kurikara Div Incarnate good again? Now the reason I'm thinking about this is because I've got an eye on the upcoming meta, and I'm just trying to think of ways to try to like counteract my opponent, and Kurikara just kind of came into my head. Now it is a level 1, it is somewhat searchable off Snake Eye Ash if you decide to go and play that route, but it's not really tutorable in other ways. However, it is considered a board breaker. And just as a quick recap, ladies and gents, let me just read over this card so you're a little bit more familiar with what this card does. So, cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summon from your hand by tributing all face-up monsters on the field that activated their effects this turn in your opponent's monster zone. Something to note. Gains 1500 attack for each monster attributed to special summon this card. During the end phase, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your field. You can only use this effect of Kurikara Div Incarnate once per turn. Very solid card, very interesting. Definitely fell off after the decline in the Kashtira deck, where Kurikara Div Incarnate was just super effective, super solid. Now the reason I say this is because we've kind of gone back to a format where we're having kind of end board boss monsters as the sole interruption, Ryzel being one of them. Obviously they're going to end on Dreadinator as well as Duo Drive. Now typically Duo Drive isn't really going to do much, and you can typically beat over Duo Drive with the Kurikara Div Incarnate. Dreadinator is going to act or activate anytime you stick a card on field or activate an effect and you've got a card on field. It's just going to pop it. So therein lies the activation trigger for, the condition for Kurikara Div Incarnate. Now it does not activate, which is something to note, because the Ryzel field spell would just be able to negate it, but because the summon is inherent, a little bit like how kaijus are just summoned to your opponent's field, it kind of acts as a kaiju. You can distribute over the Dreadinator. Now obviously there's going to be other interactions on the board, maybe in the grave, potentially from the hand, but it's something to note, ladies and gents, that you can just literally kaiju the Dreadinator and have the Kurikara Div Incarnate on your side of the field. Now the application doesn't stop there. These are obviously just my initial thoughts. I'm going to actually think a little bit longer about this because it does apply to Malice as well. When I've been looking at the Malice end board, they're typically ending on like White Binder, the Link 3 that goes up to 3000 attacks. I put 5000 attack because it doubles its attack. Put an image on screen for you guys to have a look at, as well as potentially a Firewall Dragon, and all those monsters can potentially activate their effects in that turn. So you can actually get a field wipe, and those Link monsters literally need to stay. Sometimes Neo Tempest, Firewall Dragon, Neo Tempest, Terahertz or whatever, that actually activates sometimes during the draw phase, standby phase, to Foolish Burial, another Cyburst monster. So having Kurikara, you can just literally just wipe the field, ladies and gents, and it's something to bear in mind. So that's kind of like what I've been thinking about. It's potentially going to be something that you might want to try out once Ryzel and Malice drops, and believe me, ladies and gents, they're definitely going to be very, very influential as to where the meta is going. So definitely keep an eye on this card. I'm going to do a little bit more testing, I'm going to do a little bit more theory crafting, and I'm going to see where we end up. And I do think Kurikara could be a good shout, you know, ladies and gents, especially with the end phase effect as well. It'd be potentially when you're breaking a board, you're always, not say always, but you're very likely to go negging card advantage with your opponent having more advantage than you, because potentially they've searched follow-up, or they've got follow-up in their grave or what have you. So having this to put another body on field to do something with or interact with your opponent in some way, ladies and gents, is definitely solid. So something that you should bear in mind. But we have found ourselves at the end of another video, very short one today. If you've got any texts or ideas for the upcoming format, definitely get at me in that comment section below, or flame me in that comment section below. We are here for that, ladies and gents. I just don't take anything to heart, but yeah. And we find ourselves at the end of another video. If you do like this content, you know what to do by now. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all of that beautiful good stuff, and I will definitely see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.